afternoon, folks. Big Bo here with another great Class B Plus motorhome value from Parkway RV Center. I think you're going to like this one today, folks. This is a lot different than most of the other Class B Pluses that I've shot videos on before. Today we're going to look at a 2006 Winnebago Aspect. This is a model number 29H, the first year of this body style. This is a 29-foot Class B Plus, so it's only about 7-8 foot longer than your average F-150 pickup truck, so it's a very easy size to drive and park. The best way to describe this motorhome, I believe, is a small motorhome with a big motorhome feel inside. It's got 2 power slide outs. Got a unique floor plan that I don't think I've ever seen before on a Class B Plus motorhome. And I think you're going to like it. I really do. It's got 21,000 miles, folks. This unit was bought new in Georgia, and we got it from a Georgia owner. So this has got a Georgia title. It's not something that's been up north, not something that's been down in Florida and got all faded because of the sun. Bought new in South Georgia and been in Georgia its whole life. 21,000 miles. Hasn't had a lot of use. It's about $84,000 new, plus options. I've got it with 21,000 miles, with a 90-day nationwide limited warranty, with a major systems checkout by our certified RV techs that will be completed after purchase, for less than half price what it costs new. $39,900. That's thousands underneath the NADA base retail value, and a nice motorhome too, nice southern motorhome. As we walk around, folks, 29 feet, so it's an easy size to drive and park. Got 2 big slide outs, both with awning toppers. Built by Winnebago, folks. Winnebago, I own one myself. They're the only manufacturer that build 80% of their own parts in-house. They were the first manufacturer to actually build their own frames in factory. So this frame was designed by Winnebago for a 2006 29H Winnebago Aspect. It's not an aftermarket frame like other brands use that may have the same frame as a B-Touring Cruiser or a Coachman Concord or a Jayco Melbourne or anything like that, folks. This frame was built for this motorhome. Built on a Ford 450 chassis, got the 305 horsepower, 6.8 liter Triton B10, 21,000 miles. Another nice thing about Winnebago, folks, they build 80% of their own parts, like I said earlier, but they also have a standard low-maintenance fiberglass roof. You don't have to go up there and spend several hours every year sealing it, washing it, conditioning it, and all that stuff like you do a rubber roof. It's got the optional Alcoa wheels instead of the wheel covers. Tires look great. Slide-outs look great. No delamination. One of the advantages you get from owning a Winnebago, and I just ordered a part for a Winnebago earlier that I could not get at any aftermarket vendors. I called Winnebago, they're sending it to me. Couldn't do that with any other brand, but because they build 80% of their own parts, that means you can get pretty much any part for your Winnebago, at least 80% of them anyway, all the way back to a 1968 model. Now you go with a Fleetwood, a Coachman, a Gulfstream, or any other brand of RV out there, and it gets over at 5, 6, 7 years old, the factory are not going to have any parts for your coach because they use all aftermarket parts. They assemble them. Bad thing about doing that, folks, is when you buy a coach that's mostly built with aftermarket parts, those aftermarket companies go in and out of business like crazy. They make parts obsolete every couple of years. And it can be a hassle, folks. Parts is probably one of the hardest aspects of the used RV business, is finding parts. But the good thing about it, folks, I had to order one for a 2005 Winnebago. Order an outside access door, and they had it, same color and everything that was on the factory coach, and they're sending it to me. And Winnebago is also one of the few manufacturers that the general public can order parts directly from. You don't have to go through a dealer and have the dealer mark the prices up on the parts to sell them to you. 5,000 pound towing capacity hitch, got a 4 kW Onan generator running right now, powering everything up inside. With only 21,000 miles, folks, this thing doesn't have a lot of use. It's got a nice awning on it. Fully enclosed underbelly, perfect for 4 seasons use. You can see it was bought new in Georgia. Let's look inside. I like this floor plan. It's different. I think you will too. Power step works great as we step inside. The roof air is ice cold, and yeah, I know it's November, but you got to realize here in Northwest Georgia, it's still almost 80 degrees. At least today anyway. We're in a warm spell. Dash air is ice cold. No check engine lights, no warning lights on the dash. Leather captain's chairs look great. You got to realize, folks, this thing in 2006 prices was $85,000 new. So it's not a cheap model or not a base model by no means at all. Still way under book. Got surround sound speakers, got an HD TV overhead. This is a crown fiberglass roof, so you don't have to worry about standing water. One of the most solid roofs in the RV industry is built by Winnebago, folks. Don't believe me? Next time you go look at RVs, do what I just did, the punch test. Go in every single motorhome you go in, go inside and hit the roof as hard as you can. This thing right here doesn't budge, folks. Other brands, they'll give, they'll flex. I've seen light lenses pop out doing that. And y'all may think it's a silly test, but that's just one of the tests that I use to see how tough and durable a roof is. And if a roof's that strong, that tough, then I know it's going to last. And that's why you see people using Winnebagos from the 60s and 70s, still using them today. Table booth makes a bed. Sofa makes a bed. This makes 2 separate beds. This is a futon style leather sofa. So you can sleep 4 up here. And another thing, folks, Winnebago builds all their own cabinets. So if you ever bust a cabinet, these are solid wood cabinets. You can, again, call Winnebago, give them the VIN number off your coach, tell them which cabinet you want. They'll send you that exact same cabinet and hardware. Hinges and everything, because they build all that. They also use a protective glaze on all their cabinets. That's why anytime you see an older Winnebago, like I was saying earlier, from the 60s or 70s, the cabinets look just as good as they do in this 2006 model. And they actually have a patent on that protective glaze they put on their cabinets. And that's why they look so good, folks. As we step through here, this is a different floor plan. It's got an actual house-size queen bed in a Class B plus motorhome. You know, most Class Bs and B pluses that have queen beds, they have what they call a camper queen, which is a 70-foot long. Of course, all queen beds are 60 inches wide and 70 inches long, not 70 feet. But this is actually a 75-inch long by 60 house-size queen sofa, or queen bed. And slide goes in and everything, just like it works. Got a really unique setup there. You've got a privacy curtain right here so you can separate this from the rest of the RV. You've got a kitchen. I like how everything's kind of open, but kind of divided. All right, let's look at it this way. Of course, you step up front, your cab's up front. You got a backup camera too, by the way, that works. You've got your living room right here. You kind of got a little partition right here, a little section right here. Then you're in your kitchen area, which goes from there to this little splash guard right there. You can see the stovetop looks good. Double basin sink. This is a grill to convection microwave, which is a convection oven as well as a microwave. And then you got your ice cold 8 cubic foot Norcold refrigerator freezer that works great. Already cold. And then you got your curtain right here if you want to use it. And then you got your bedroom area. Queen bed. You got this storage right here at the foot of the bed. Place for a TV if you want to put one. Big hanging closet right here. And then in a whole separate area, and you got a solid sliding door right here for privacy, you got a huge rear bathroom. Now this part is kind of an older design from the 70s and 80s, that rear bathroom design, but I like it. You got all the cabinets in here. You got a plenty of leg room to sit on the toilet. And if you're a big guy like me, you know what I'm talking about. Sink, stand-up shower. You can look around the skylight. There's no signs of water damage, no stains, no soft spots. You can tell they haven't taken many showers in here because look at the sticker at the bottom, folks. Think about it. When you're taking a shower, your feet's rubbing up against that sticker, wearing it out. It's getting hot and dry. I mean, getting wet and dry from when you take showers. But look how good it looks. So this thing obviously hasn't had a lot of showers taken in it. And you've got the little shower door right there too. So got a neat setup, and you've got really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 distinctive areas. The cab over in the front, area 1, area 2, the living room, area 3, the kitchen, area 4, the bedroom, area 5, the rear bathroom. So that's kind of unusual for a small 29-foot motorhome. Let me tell you something, folks. I know people say, oh, I want a 23, 24 foot. If you drove this motorhome and drove a 23 footer, and of course 23 foot, you're going to lose the bedroom, you're going to lose the big bathroom, you're going to lose all that storage. But when you're driving them, you can't tell a nickel's worth of difference, folks. When you park them, you can't tell a nickel's worth of difference. You're only talking 4 or 5 feet. But you gain so much when you go to a little bit bigger. And 29 foot, and of course to me now that's small because I drive a 38 footer. So this right here is no harder for me to drive than a full-size van. And if you can't drive a 29-foot Class B plus motorhome, folks, you don't need to be driving a car. They're so easy to drive and park. If they weren't, you wouldn't see thousands of them on the road today. So this is a great motorhome, something for a couple that either one can drive. If you've got kids or occasional guests, you still got your own area and you still got beds in the front. So very versatile motorhome, folks. These are great because they get a little bit better fuel mileage than the Class C or Class A. Of course, anybody that's going to spend 40 grand on a toy doesn't, fuel mileage isn't really a concern because you don't drive it to work every day. But you will get a little bit better fuel mileage because you don't have that cab over, sticking out over your cab, catching all that wind, ruining your aerodynamic, slowing you down. This is all aerodynamic, going to get better mileage, and plus you don't have that cab over flexing in the wind and causing leaks and having to do a lot more service work to it. All the books and manuals are included. You can see the NADA, and folks, I'm not like other dealers that add all these 2 pages of options to their RVs, because 95% of what most people add on NADA is standard equipment. You don't add for air conditioners and refrigerators and water heaters and microwaves and furnaces and awnings and all that stuff, because no matter how much money you had in 2006, you could not buy this motorhome without that equipment already installed, because that's standard equipment. You didn't have to add. You don't add for all that stuff since the 70s. So everything's pretty much standard. You might add a little bit for the Alcoa wheels and the backup camera and things like that, but 99% of those options on the NADA online are standard equipment. So that being said, 06 Aspect 29H Ford chassis. You can see the list price new. That's without any options, and that's not counting the fees and all that stuff that the other dealers charge that we don't. 82,000 new. That again, not counting the options and fees. Average retail, adjusting for the 21,000 miles. Average retail 43,586. That's also not including the value of the 90-day nationwide limited warranty. That's not including the value of the major systems checkout by our certified RV techs. And all that's included for that what we call option A, haggle-free price of $39,900. And I want you to get online, folks. Google 2006 Winnebago Aspect 29H. You're going to see other ones with 45,000 miles for $10,000 more. This has got half the miles and $10,000 less. When you look these things up online, there's not a better deal out there for a 21,000 mile Winnebago Aspect 29H anywhere. And if you can find me one, email it to me. I'd like to see it, because I use specialty software and that compares prices online, and folks, there's nothing out there even close to this price in a 2006 Aspect 29H, especially with 21,000 miles. All those other ones, even the one that costs 10 grand more with twice the miles, doesn't even include a warranty. It doesn't include an inspection unless you pay extra for it. But all of this checked out, ready to go with the warranty is only $39,900. $43,586, thousands underneath the NADA. Now, we offer you two different ways here to purchase an RV at Parkway RV Center. The first one is what we call option A. That's the price that attracted you to this motorhome to begin with. That price is $39,900. Haggle free, firm, doesn't matter if you're paying cash, doesn't matter if you're financing, the price is $39,900. It includes, of course, a ultra low mileage 2006 29H Winnebago Aspect, checked out, ready to go. Includes a 90-day nationwide limited warranty. It includes a walkthrough demonstration by the RV technician that checked it out. Starter kit, 45-day temp tag, instructional DVDs, and more. All that's included, all inclusive, $39,900 plus sales tax if you're a Georgia resident. All out-of-state residents will pay your state sales tax rate when you tag and title this motorhome at your local DMV office in your home state, and you get a 45-day temporary tag, good anywhere in the country. Now, that's $39,900 out the door. It's not $39,900 plus $2,000 freight fee, plus $1,000 dock fee, and $1,200 prep fee, and $1,000 acquisition fee, and on and on and on like other dealers charge. It's $39,900 out the door plus tax if applicable. Now, that's option A. That's haggle free, firm. I'm not taking any less. We don't even take offers, folks. If you want those features, you want those services, that's the price. Now, we also offer, for those of you who, even though the days of haggling thanks to the internet are long gone, for those of you who still want to haggle, we do offer a option B. And basically, option B saves us time and money, so we save you time and money. Option B is you're buying the motorhome the same way we bought it. As it sits, no inspection, no walkthrough, no cleanup. Buying it just like you see it in the video. And basically jump in and go price only. I don't have to pay my techs to check it out. I don't have to pay my techs to do a walkthrough, and I don't have to pay the warranty company to put that 90-day warranty. So I pass those savings along to you. But you've got to understand, there's no walkthrough. All we're going to do is put the rooms in, crank it up, and tell you to drive it on at that price. And that option B price is, as it sets, good with any potential bad, just like you married your spouse, good with the bad. And that, if you want a price on option B, give our non-commissioned sales department a call. They'll be happy to get you a price. Either price we give you is haggle-free, firm. Doesn't matter if you're financing, paying cash. Doesn't matter if you're trading in or a combination of those three. Those prices are firm, folks. We don't waste days and days going back and forth haggling. Now, if you do want to haggle, folks, just let the salesperson know. We'll price this thing up to where all the other ones online are priced. We'll price it for $49,900, and we'll spend the next day or two going back and forth, knocking it down a little bit, coming up a little bit. Play that game if you want to, and at the end of those 1 or 2 days, we're going to be right where we're at right now, which is $39,900. If that makes you feel better, folks, then we'll be happy to mark this thing up an additional $10,000 like everybody else has, and do some haggling. However, if you're like us, you don't have time for that, don't want to deal with the hassle, the headache, then we have this thing priced to sell at $39,900. And the best way to look up a vehicle's value, and I know NADA is a great source, but like I was saying earlier, it prompts you to add all this equipment that 99% of it is standard equipment. You don't add for it. The best way to look up a value on something, and this is what dealers do and what banks are starting to do, use Google. Like I said, folks, you can Google 2006 Winnebago Aspect 29H. You can see virtually every single one in the country. Prices, condition, mileage, all that, and you know exactly, and you can compare it to this one, and you'll see what I see every day, folks. Our prices are the best in the country. That's why we've been in business for 49 years. That's why we sell almost 600 used RVs a year. That's why we have buyers fly and drive from all over the country every single week to buy RVs from us, because we're saving you thousands of dollars, and we're not suddenly become benevolent and just giving these things away or anything like that, folks. You got to look how we operate our business is totally different. First of all, 49 years in business. And many of you may not think about this, but what that is everything we own is paid for. Mortgages are paid off years ago, decades ago. We don't floor plan anything. We pay cash for every RV we buy. We buy 10, 12, 15 motor homes at a time, pay cash for it, get a good discount, and we pass those savings along to you. 49 years in business, we've got connections that other dealers can only dream about to buy used RVs, and more. And we don't have the overhead these big dealers have that sponsor NASCAR, that have multi-million-dollar showrooms and employ 200 or 300 employees at every single one of their locations nationwide. All those places like that, folks, that spend millions of dollars a year just on advertising alone, has an unreal overhead compared to a dealer like us. We concentrate on running our business the most economic way possible, and that allows us to operate on a lot less overhead, and it allows us to sell these things cheaper than anybody else. And now, folks, if we don't make money on the deal, we're not going to sell it. These things are paid for. If the deal's not right for us, we're not going to do it. So we price these things firm, haggle free. We don't have to make $10,000 or $5,000 on every motor home like this, like other RV dealers do, folks. We have a low overhead that allows us to have a lower price, which we pass along to you. And we don't have games, gimmicks, surprises like the other dealers do that charge thousands of dollars in fees they don't tell you about till you get ready to sign on the dotted line. We're very straightforward with our sales process. Call our sales department to explain to you how our sales process works. Now, folks, our way of selling may not be for everybody. We're very direct. We don't beat around the bush. This is the price. This is the procedure. Take it or leave it. We don't try to sugarcoat anything. We tell it like it is because we have multiple buyers lined up for pretty much every RV. And this one right here, folks, is something that many people are going to be interested in buying for this price. And so, the deal has to work for us and it has to work for you too. So, we try to be fair, but we also have certain procedures, certain ways of doing business that we're not going to change for anybody. And if you don't like the way we operate, I understand. We can save you a lot of money by the way we operate, even though if you don't see it yet. But if you do research, like I say, research those 6 aspects, look what they're bringing online, and you'll see the way we do business is the most efficient way to save you as much money as possible. Obviously, selling 600 units a year on the internet especially is a sign that we're doing something right and being in business for almost half a century, folks. Because everybody price shops on the internet. I've never sold an RV to somebody that bought it because the price was too high. They bought it because it was what they wanted, and it was the lowest priced one on the internet because they shop, they compare. People travel thousands of miles to save a few $1,000s on an RV, folks. I see it every day. I have people every week, seems like, from California, Montana, Oregon, Maine, Canada, Florida. They come from all over the country to our little town of Ringgold, Georgia, to buy RVs from us because we save them that kind of money that they can warrant paying the travel expenses to save the kind of money we can save you. We pick you up for free at the Chattanooga, Tennessee airport during business hours. We offer you 2 different prices, option A and option B. And now, folks, going back to that, again, to keep our overhead down and to keep from hiring so many RV techs because those guys are not cheap, we don't check them out till we sell them. And so keep in mind, when you buy one, it's not going to, if you want it checked out with a warranty and the demonstration, you're not going to be able to pick it up the same day you pay for it. It's going to have to go through the service department, maybe a few days, maybe a week and a half, just depends on what the current service load is when you decide to buy it. It changes from day to day, and they're all checked out in the order that they're sold. So, if you want a list of exactly what we check out for the price that we charge, and of course repair if needed, and for the current lead time on a Class B plus checkout, call our sales department at 706-965-7929. Now, folks, you don't have to make the decision if you want to take the as-is price or you want it checked out ready to go. If you'll call, make an appointment, 24-hour minimum notice, We'll either come out here, crank the generator, or plug it into power, have the fridge and the airs and the lights on. Let you do your own inspection of this motorhome, folks, before you decide if, hey, I want to just go ahead and pay for it and take it home with me today, or, you know what, I like the idea of having a stress-free, worry-free option without having to worry about repairing anything, so I'll let you check it out, get the warranty, and come back in a week or two when it's ready, get my demonstration, my walkthrough, and I take it home knowing that I'm ready to go to the campground right then and there. Either way you go, folks, you're getting a great deal on a nice, clean, used RV. Now, if you've never owned an RV before, I do not recommend option B. Option B is for somebody that's owned several of them, that knows how to do basic repairs if needed. And this thing may not need a thing, folks. I'm just saying. I don't know until we check it out. But, you know, if you've never owned one before, you have no idea how to operate one, please take option A. It's going to eliminate time and trouble, and definitely give you a better buying experience, because that's how I learned, folks. First time I bought my first time I used a motorhome, I didn't have a clue how to use it. I just had to get in there and spend hours figuring it out, and 20-something years later, I still don't know how to do everything, but I know how to do most things on a motorhome, including working on them. So, but everybody's different. Everybody's got different experience levels, different comfort levels when it comes to vehicles like this. Thank you for watching. No commission salespeople, 49 years in business, one of the oldest, largest, and most successful independently owned used RV dealerships in the United States today, folks. Parkway RV Center has always been here for you, always will be. You know, we've got thousands and thousands of satisfied customers nationwide and beyond. We've sold them overseas. We've sold them to Canada. Not many places in the U.S. that we haven't sold RVs to, at least in your general area. So put our experience and the way we operate to work for you. Let us save you some money, sell you a nice, cleaner RV. Give us a call, 706-965-7929. Financing available with approved credit. Thank you for watching.